So back when I was training for triathlon exclusively, I kind of skipped the weight room a little bit and focused more on the endurance, and I think that was a big mistake. Either way, I'm over 40 and I understand that I need to do both. So what I do is I train 2 full body workouts per week. And that looks something like me warming up with like a lat pull down to get going in the workout. Usually I'm doing, depending on how much time I have, I'm doing each exercise 2 to 3 sets and trying to keep it in an 8 to 12 rep range for hypertrophy. I mean, we're doing so much endurance work that anything higher would be, in my opinion, just a waste of time because, we're already doing, tons of cycling, swimming, running. So trying to build muscle while balancing that endurance. So really what I'm doing, again, the lat pull down, and then I like to, depending on how it is in the gym, I'll do the seated row. Usually I'll just do it on a machine because, hey, getting older, I don't know how many times I've thrown out my lower back to the point where I'm like on the floor, not able to move. So I try to maintain joint health, and so not overdoing any sort of straining while you're pulling. So anyway, I like the seated row for that. And then usually I will go over and do some sort of chest. I like to start with incline bench press. Mostly because it hits a little bit more of the shoulders, and so you're getting shoulder and chest, upper chest. So I like to do that first when I'm rested. And again, I'll probably do that two main sets, like a warm up and then 2 main sets, and then I'll move over to the flat bench and do 2 to 3 sets of that as well. And usually I feel like that's enough, again, for triathlon training. You space it out 3 days in between. So those are the main workouts. And then usually when I'm done the main upper body sets, I like to go and focus on the leg workouts. Again, as I'm getting older, I've thrown out my back so many times lifting heavy weights, and so my main leg workout is a hack squat. So if you have a hack squat machine at the gym or just any sort of leg machine, highly recommend doing that over a barbell just as we're getting older. And like I said, if we get hurt, then we're not running, biking, swimming. So, then we're even further back in the hole of our main sport training. So again, the hack squat, leg press, do that 2 to 3 sets. Again, 8 to 12, 8 to 13 reps. Try to keep it in like a hypertrophy range. And I tell people too, when they're lifting, that 12th, 13th, or the 8th, 9th, those last few reps should be work. It should hurt, or not hurt, but it should push you. Don't just do 12 of too light of a weight. And then when I'm done the hack squat, I like to go over and focus on like a quad focused workout, which would be, or a workout would be, so you put a dumbbell or something that elevates your heels off the floor, and then that squat focuses more on the quads. And I'll do, again, probably 2 sets of that, and then, it's a light dumbbell, something that I'm not going to throw my back out. I've said it like, I don't know, a dozen times in this video, but honestly, do not throw your back out. So do the squats, a couple sets, 2 to 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps, maybe 15 if it's a really lightweight, when you're just starting out. And then once I'm done that, I like to hit the arms because, honestly, let's face it, most of us are not doing triathlon or endurance sports for a living. So do I want to walk around with a little bit of muscle or as much muscle as possible? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with as much muscle as possible. So I like to hit the arms, and I like to do a tricep push down, heavy on that, and I didn't take a video of it, but what I also like to do is a tricep kickback, where you're bent over and you take a very light dumbbell and you're just pressing it back and squeezing it and getting a nice full extension on that. So usually I'll do, if I'm doing the push down, I'll do 3 to 4 sets of the tricep push down, and then like another like 2 sets of the workout, like a kickback. And depending on the day, you could do a superset where you do a tricep workout and then you do that push down, and then you go over and do the bicep curls or something like that. So usually for the bicep curls, I like to go a little bit heavy on like something like a barbell. At my gym, I've got the barbells with the weight already like fixed on it, so I can just look, there's no adjusting, I just grab it and go. So usually I'll do 3 to 4 sets of that, and honestly for the biceps I'm not too worried. I'll do like 5 to 8 rep range for the heavier barbell, and then I'm doing something like 2 to 3 sets of a hammer curl or variation of a hammer curl. And again, I tend to go a little heavier on the biceps just because I feel like for me they're hard to grow, but that's just kind of what I do. So, and again, this is not like a be-all, end-all for, you know, for weightlifting, for endurance or triathletes. You know, there's a lot of other research with, or videos that you could find for, you know, something like deadlifts, heavier squats, all these fancy other single-legged things. I just like to keep it simple. I do the same, pretty much same workout, push myself a little bit, and that's good. And then honestly, like the other big piece of it is going to be the nutrition and getting enough calories and protein to actually put on muscle mass and keep muscle mass. Something I kind of messed up the last time I was doing triathlons, and so that's why I said this time I'm going to do it right, get enough protein, and usually that's about 0.8 grams. 0.8 grams per pound I weigh, or something like that. So I weigh about 170 pounds, so I'm trying to get about 150-ish grams a day. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I do for weightlifting. As you can see, there's no abs because running and swimming, there's your abs. And we're not bodybuilders, so who cares? The next thing is no calves because running hits my calves, and then frankly, I've torn my calves so many times that I'm not going to do 3-4 sets of calves and have them sore and then run the next day and tear a calf and not be able to run for a month. So that's what I do. So let me know what you think. Yes, no. Honestly, like this routine, it's better than nothing at all, and I think I have a pretty, you know, decent physique for just being a triathlete, endurance sport type person. So thanks for watching, and keep a lookout for the next training video.